This is actually the first streamed race. The first actual race is actually happening right now, too. It's about halfway done. Ish.
And maybe the admins can confirm, but I believe this might be the most entrants we've ever had for an EBSS.
I think there was one like a while ago that had like 60 entrances, like 64 or something.
Oh, that doesn't... Well, this is the biggest one since I've...
This is the biggest one that I've ever been a part of.
Not as cool, but, you know, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here with RJ Smangan.
Yeah, right? It's been a while.
Yeah. For the third year in a row, co-commentating.
Heck yes. All right, so Seawalker is finally off as well. Sure,
yeah,
most... Go ahead. Sorry.
That looks like there's about 20-second difference between the runners. Just keep that in mind while you know, watching this. Might look like JSR is ahead, but it might not.
It looks like it's a little closer. Maybe the one we're watching was just delayed a bit, because on the actual Super Series, they're only about 6 seconds apart.
You're telling me I should refresh the page, RJ?
Maybe. Yeah, they're much closer. They're like about 7 seconds apart.
Oh, you're right. Okay, yeah, we're in there. Great. What a close race this is.
Brash, what's up, dude?
JSR going for the bat straight out of the gate. RJ, what's your strat here? Are you a bat first kind of guy?
I was an early batter, but this year I've done 2 practice races and I've tried to do third turn bat, like last pass.
I think third turn bat objectively saves 2 frames. So if you want to be optimal, that's the only way to be.
Yeah. And there's always some historical meme strat where racers who grab the third bat are 49-0 or something. So just grab it third.
Yeah, someone ping Airframe. He's the lord of all of our stats. So.
So interesting thing, I've actually never seen either racer run this game.
Neither have I, but I also haven't watched any in quite a while.
True. Well, I'm pretty sure JSR picked up the run because he was doing a thing on his own channel where he was trying to speed run every game that was on the Angry Video Game Nerd. And he got to Earthbound eventually, and I think he actually liked the run enough where he he did a couple runs of it more than just a handful.
That's pretty sweet. So we reeled him in, is what you're saying?
Yeah, he was brought in by the charm.
Nice.
And I think it was your personality as well.
I don't know about that one, but yeah, I appreciate that. It's good to always see new faces here, especially now that we're old hats in the community. You know, it's the next generation of runner. RJ, by the way, for those who don't know, the 2019 was it Earthbound Super Series champion. He has a ring. He's speaking from a place of experience here.
Yeah, that's right. I also raced my good pal Arts and Crofts here in the finals. So 2019 finals co-commentating team.
Yeah, I think that VOD is lost to history and no one should try to find
it. What are you talking about? It was great racist. So we're just about to get to the exciting part where we can stop memeing and actually talk about the game a little bit.
Bold of you to imply I'll ever stop.
Yeah, I like to give the chat a little bit of hope that something of value might come out of this.
How is chat doing tonight? Hope you guys are all having a good time. Looks like we've got several people in there for the first race. This is part of I think it's a quadruple header tonight, assuming we have a restreamer for every race.
Yeah, and I think one of the races is actually a scramble race.
Nice, nice. I heard in Discord it was the biggest scramble race of all time. I don't know if that's true or not, but definitely
cannot confirm or deny what you're saying.
Now, have you played any PK Scramble, RJ?
No, I've actually never done any of the randomizer stuff, but I'm always intrigued, and I do enjoy watching it, even though I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I'm sure Temple remembers I would just pop into his rando streams every once in a while and ask like 1,400 questions because I have no idea what's going on. But it's fun to watch.
Yeah, and it's cool because there's been like, oh, nice move by JSR there.
Yeah. Oh, that crow is out for blood.
What's his life? Jeez.
Super confident though, not even, didn't look back. Just ran forward and found his way to safety.
Yeah, that was
little
crazy.
despawn there. Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
Seawalker avoiding the dog. Nice.
Ooh, that was very, very close.
Jeez.
He's besieged on all sides by Kanan.
And this is the hill duality in person right now. JSR walked up pretty much without a care in the world after that crow tried to kill him, and meanwhile, Seawalker is absolutely getting blasted by every creature that exists in Onet at the moment.
He finally got a spawn that he could deal with, opting not to stutter those snakes. If you're not comfortable in your stuttering, oftentimes it's better to just leave it. No one wants to fight a snake, right?
Both runner using that corner despawn, so I would say too experienced. People who actually, or at least are familiar with some of the more intricate strats. I say intricate, but it's really just walking like 4 pixels out of the way. But, not everybody knows.
I believe that is a bug spawn plate, though, so going up into that corner, like, is it? So, even though you're just because of the way this one put it up.
Alright, so Seawalker didn't even do a Pokepull. I don't think these guys know what Pokepulls are at all, so I'll forgive them. But these are terrible.
Well, yeah, we got an above the tree maneuver from Seawalker.
So, we'll see how the next race's Pokepulls go, but as far as these go, I am unimpressed.
We do have a blockbuster up.
Oh, you want to know how a proper Pokepull should work? So, when after you get picky in your party and you're walking back towards the meter, just before you trigger Buzz's coming out of the meteor, you move up with Ness so that Pokey pulls towards the center of the meteor, and then you immediately hit the trigger right when he's like near the center of the meteor. Because Buzz goes to Pokey before flying over Ness's head, so the closer Pokey is to the center of the meteor, the shorter distance Buzz has to fly. If you do it really quickly and really well, it saves probably a half a second. So it's really important that you always do it. Because it's really big time save.
Hard-hitting commentary here from RJ Smith.
I was asked twice already what a Pokepull was today.
I actually see 3 questions in the chat, so I mean, that might be the most efficient answer to a question you'll have all street.
So JSR with a pretty solid Starman time, a 7:29.
That's actually quite good, yeah.
Yeah.
Really setting the pace there.
I would say anything in a race, if you're like around 8 minutes, that's still pretty good. So anything under that is really good.
Yeah, sub-8 is generally the cutoff people aim for. RJ, looks like we have a follow-up question on the art of the Pokepull. Hot topic tonight.
So is it a straight vertical movement? Yes. You want to do straight vertical because you want to go as far right against the meteor as possible before going up, because you also want Pokey to be near the center but as close to the meteor as possible. So yes, it is kind of like a straight up movement and then like a little twitch to the right.
Yeah, you gotta get a little wiggle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because if you don't do the wiggle, Pokey will actually start coming up closer to go behind you again, and you don't want that. That's sloppy pulling.
Half-second time save, by the way.
Yeah, half-second time save. It took me longer to explain how it works than it'll ever help you in any run.
The total sum across all runs. The time it'll save you, it took longer to explain.
See, I have high standards, alright? I'll try to be nicer this year. No, I won't.
We need like a side stream with the commentators where we can like hold up signs where we rate people. Like
we were also asked what full Vogler is. Now, I think I know, but Arts, do you want to explain Full Vogler?
So it has been about 16 years since I ran this game. But I believe Full Vogler is, instead of the standard death port, you save at the department store, get killed by a mole, do all that good stuff. You actually get the life noodles in PRV to revive Paul that way, and save in the bus stop, because then you're a lot quicker of a walk where you need to go after that. Because you don't need to stop in the hospital if you get the life noodles. Extremely risky. I like to pull it off in a race, or attempt to, if I'm like super far behind. Because at that point, like, you gotta make up time no matter what, and you gotta take some risks. But I would not recommend it.
And I see already people clamoring for left bus while I'm commentating. Just so you know, if you do left bus while I'm commentating, we turn your stream off and you take a forfeit.
I agree.
Yeah,
we're a pure center bus.
The left bussers just want to antagonize me, but most of them know the right side is better. So we've been talking a lot about not this race, but what both runners have done at this point, they've gone up to get the secret Mr. Baseball cap in the trees behind. JSR has already then sold that hat so he can buy 2 more defense items that actually make your defense higher than just having the Mr. Baseball hat alone.
And interestingly, he went to buy some burgers pre-shark, which is very interesting. A little bit extra safety for the early fight here, but he is going to bleed a little bit of that time lead.
Yeah, and we were still talking about other meme stuff. Seawalker obviously finishing Starman with he finished at about 8 minutes and 20 seconds, so he was about 50 seconds behind JSR. But he should get a little bit of back, because I don't think he'll go and buy burgers, which he did not. I've actually never seen that before. I've never seen somebody buy burgers before Frank. But it's interesting. I think it's actually kind of a nice safe strat. Because there could come a time where you just don't have heals and there's nothing you can do, and that might prevent that.
Yeah, I'm a big advocate of high floor gameplay, especially in races, because especially in a game like Earthbound, there's so many random events that can happen that can just tank your run. So I feel like minimizing that is kind of the recipe for success in these sorts of environments. Obviously, if you're going for a PB attempt, and you can afford to reset whenever you want, just go gung-ho, buy no burgers, full Vogler, not that I would do that, but, in a race setting, basically, you want to play it safe.
I also am an advocate for high floor gameplay. If you're gonna lose a race because of just like pure RNG, like the person just has a really solid... Now, I'm not quite sure what JSR is doing here.
Maybe he's grinding an extra level before Frank?
Yeah, it could be. So we're already seeing some new strats here. Not commonly seen.
He is bleeding a lot of time here to Seawalker, but he did have a decent lead, honestly, a little less than a minute lead after Starman, so he does have time.
Yeah, I believe he's grinding, level grinding.
It's really interesting. So the reason why he's doing this is he'll get another level up before the Frank fight, which will, get him a lot of extra HP and offense and all that good stuff.
I think you would get hypnotized too? Or hypnosis? Is that what he gets early? Or maybe he just wanted extra burgers. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that could be it. Now Seawalker has taken the lead though, but let's see if he's able to actually make through the Frank fight without that extra health and burgers. Well, RJ, would you like to talk about what we saw just happen there?
Yeah, I was a little confused. So was he not at full health? I guess he couldn't have been, because he was super low after the first hit. It wasn't like a 27 where you get put into the death zone. I don't think he was healed to full before Frank, so when he got hit the first time, he was put below what am I trying to say? He was probably put below a common threshold where you can outmash the rolling HP and stay alive by healing up.
Yeah, now he's interestingly going for the escape punch here as well. Maybe trying to get another level here. Now, he does not have any psychic, right? Because he just risked it. Which means the Frank fight is a little bit terrifying. Yeah, and he's just going for a straight level grind here. This is really interesting.
Wait, so did he save also? I didn't even notice. Because he didn't go all the way back home.
Yeah, you're right, he did save. Interesting.
We spent so much time memeing we're missing all of this interesting stuff. Oh, okay, so JSR in chat, he went into Frank with 40 health, which...
He's a little on the lower side. That's definitely one strong hit from Frank away from near death.
Yeah, it's pretty much any strong hit he does, because I think it's like weakest strong hit is 20, maybe 19?
Yeah, but it looks like he's going back into it now. Inventory full of burgers already. Grinded up
and
on
an extra level up.
Yes. So he didn't need the psychic points for life ups, right? Because he has so many extra burgers, so he just can't.
Right.
However, while we talked about all of this, Seawalker breezed through Frank and Frankenstein, no trouble at all, got the free heal from Frank, and he is moving on. He's taking the lead over JSR.
Oh, nice smash there.
Now here he goes into Frankenstein. Heal here, yeah.
I will say, if that was the second attack he did, he is probably a little lucky that he didn't get tore into there. He was only at 19 health, but now he's through.
Yeah, risked it for the biscuit. He is through. Looks like there's about a minute and 20 seconds between runners after Frankenstein. Seawalker's gonna go buy some burgers now. Fill up his inventory on those. I'm interested to see if JSR could make up some time by maybe skipping burgers chopping because he had so many.
Yeah, that is interesting. That's a good point.
Two very different routes early on here. It'd be interesting to see how they converge around the Titanic Ant time is where kind of the next checkpoint.
Yeah, I guess that also technically means that that's less slug grinding. That's also a good point. I have no idea where his HP or his EXP is at.
I mean, you haven't been counting the Pogo Punk?
You know, I lost count after like the third Pogo Punk, but no, I have no idea where he's at.
Now, I do believe that the sharks give significantly less XP than any monster in Giant Step, so I don't think it's actually that big an advantage. But someone please correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
Yeah, this is very interesting, seeing a very just bog standard route here out of Seawalker, just doing the normal route versus pretty creative maneuvers here from JSR.
Yeah, absolutely less than anything that you could fight in Giant Step, but it could probably equate to maybe one less slug. Maybe. I think you get 37 experience from slugs. No, you get 180 from, or 108 from 4 slugs. Do the math.
I may have a math major. I'm retired, so that's for chat. 15 on Pogo Punk, 27 to slug. Thank you.
So he fought a couple extra stuff.
Yeah, so basically every 2 Pogo Punks is worth an extra slug.
Yeah, so he's probably about 1 slug less after all of the sharks. So he is still buying burgers, but he definitely won't need as many.
Which is now thought. If he's willing to grind for an extra level before Frank, do you think he's willing to grind for level 9 before Titanic Ant to get the big HP up?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a pretty valid strat, because then you can have 30 psychic points, which is either just 2 more heals or just a little safety in case you get magneted early.
Or you just triple rock an ant boss. Yeah, Seawalker doing a good job grinding slugs here.
There's
This
a
is
2
like
pack.
1.5 pack here, I think. And JSR walks right in and finds his first one. So
now, admittedly, I haven't seen how many packs he's at, or Seawalker is at so far. We'll just have to see what level eventually happens.
I believe that this is 6 slugs for him.
Okay, so they have a pack.
Yeah.
And 2 slugs. Gotcha. JSR is getting the weird single he red swirled.
The single red swirl, yeah.
Sometimes you just don't know where you're standing when like a dot pixel on the screen and you accidentally red swirl yourself. No big deal though. 1 slug with that much health, you have to get pretty unlucky to die. So they're not that far away if he's already on his 2nd pack and Seawalker's fighting their 2nd 4-pack. 4 to 10.
JSR getting some solid spawn luck here, making up a lot of time. And remember, he's gonna need, maybe a couple less slugs that really grind 4th rank. So it's pretty even at this point.
Yeah, so we're at 8 and 10 now. 8 for JSR, 10 for Seawalker.
All right.
Thank you, Brash.
And normally, you need 22 slugs to hit.
JSR going for some 2nd floor grinding.
Yeah, interesting. So you can go... This is interesting. I'm not a huge fan of the 2nd floor grind just because you can get ants and you never know what's going on. But maybe he can go for double 6-pack, maybe? That'd be interesting.
Yeah, those are definitely ants. I think if you get a 2-pack up there, it's definitely going to be ants.
Yeah, the vast majority of the time. Sometimes you can get like an ant slug.
That's definitely an ant.
Who wants to risk that?
Maybe not. I guess it's a slug. Wow. I've never seen a single slug spawn before.
Nice butterfly there in the room before the butterfly room.
So I am not sure because he's not at level 8 yet. He's just gonna grind at the top floor here. Interesting.
Very unconventional strats here from JSR, but he's very much in this race. He could prove that this could be the way. Everyone has their own style. Works for him. It works for him.
Yeah, so we're at 9 and 12. Those could be slugs. Those are slugs. That's pretty lucky. Not lucky on the miss first turn, because then you have to sit here. The slug pound of shame where all of them get to hit you for free if they attack.
And Seawalker, at the same time, getting his 4th pack.
Yeah, so now it's 12 and 15. I appreciate the work Brash is doing. The finest of work. Very interesting. So I believe Seawalker is looking for a 6-pack. Whereas JSR, I don't know how many he needs to get to the next level. But he's found another 2. This could be ants though. Oh, slugs. There's the 6-pack Seawalker's looking for. Oh, it's only 5. But that's actually kind of nice, isn't it? Oh wait, no.
You can always pick off a single.
Yeah, it needs a single. It'll need a single thing next. It could be anything. This has been a wacky grind for both. Okay, there's the Antoid, so this is what you don't want to see.
Yeah, especially the double Antoid fight here. Single Antoids is fine. Like it's pretty easy to kill 1. But 2, if you both call for help.
2 failed call for helps, it works out for him.
Yeah, hey, there you go. And is that what he needs for level 8?
Nope, not quite.
No. Okay. Looks like Seawalker just hit his level 8 though. Starts his way out of the room. He's gonna make his way up to... I can.
I'm thinking this could put JSR at level 8.
One would hope.
There we go. So really, they're very close together.
Yeah, maybe 20-second lead here for Seawalker at this point. Got the butterfly. I know JS already found a butterfly while he was going.
So Seawalker, I'm not sure if they were aware that they had enough offense, but once you hit level 8, you could potentially have enough offense to one-shot single Antoids. You need 24 offense if you're looking at your level up when you hit level 8. If you get a 3, you gotta check your offense because you might not be there, but you could. If you get a 4 or better, I think you're guaranteed to be at 24.
Oof, and Seawalker running into the spawn Antoid fight.
Yeah, this is rough.
And no chance to move out of the way. Just gonna try to bash it. You could run from ants, they're not super fast. Oh, but JSR gets a similar spawn over there. So
Yeah.
it all evens out in the end if hopefully they can both survive these. Ooh, that miss hurts.
That does hurt. Here? I would probably try to run. Oh, he went first.
Went for the hamburger?
That's actually really smart. See, this is why I would be dead right now.
And they both survived that deadly Antoid fight. Luckily, they have full burgers, so they can heal up and still have decent inventory for this fight.
So after all of that, JSR makes it to Ant first. Gets magneted first turn, which you don't want to see. Has a decent rock and roll. 75, I think it was, ish.
Yeah, and gets both rockins off. Second one's only 60, though. Not too great. I was just gonna have to bash it out.
JSR does have a cookie in his inventory. Let's hope he doesn't accidentally use that. I missed Seawalker's first rock and roll.
It was pretty good. I think it was over 100.
Yeah, no, and like your typical rock and roll will be about 70-ish, 70 to 80 damage. So anything above that, obviously, good hit. Anything below that, not so great.
Yeah, wow, he went over 100 into an 87, so some really good rock rolls there.
Yeah,
he's just risking it. He knows he's close. Oh, he gets a smash. There we go.
Nice.
Nice right there, yeah. Seawalker getting to Ant second. Oh, the last-minute hamburger. And Ant is dead. Wow.
Let's go!
Maybe 5 seconds between runners here. Some really crazy slug grinds into Titanic Ant fight, but at the end of the day, they're so close to each other.
I think according to JSR's timer, I don't know when Seawalker split, if it was on hit, but according to JSR's timer, he's ahead by about 19 seconds-ish.
Okay.
And that could be like a splitting difference, but...
Yeah, that's interesting. Because their timers are pretty close together on my screen. But what do I know?
Nothing. No, I'm kidding.
Either way, it's... If you can tell that neither of us know who's winning, it's definitely a vote.
We'll get a good, Yeah, well, the JSR ran into some Antoids here by accident. They must have been blocking the door for him.
Here, I'll take a look on when each of them eat giants. Oh.
Yeah. Well, at this point, it has to be Seawalker. He's already climbing down the rope at 28 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading the splits wrong. That just might be me. But it is still close. They're both leaving Giant Step at the same time, which is nice. JSR opting to grab a butterfly right now. I mean, why not? He had to use a rockin'.
Yeah, was that... Did he not green swirl that fight?
I don't think he did.
That's really odd, because they run for you after you beat them, right?
Yep. But maybe... I didn't see him get into the fight, so maybe he thought he was not going to run into it, so he wasn't facing the right direction. Because you could still run into the back if something accidentally turn the wrong direction and ungreen swirl.
Like we do in the minute.
He did green it. See, Brash should be commentating.
Seawalker, a quick check of the inventory to see if they need to buy any more burgers. Opting not. They were pretty full. Maybe only 3 open inventory slots, so definitely should be safe. You know, you hit a very solid ant fight. 2 rock-ins, a normal bash, and a smash. If I could have that ant fight every time, I wouldn't have lost Worlder. What? JSR reloading on burgers. His ant fight not as clean as Seawalker, so top off that inventory. First up here for Seawalker, pretty straightforward. Ending that with 47 HP, that's usually in my burger range.
Yeah, I would usually burger, I think, for me, under like 54, so well under the threshold. I think that's most runners are somewhere in the like mid to high 50s where they'll burger, especially during races.
Yeah, agreed. On the way to the second cop here. Ooh, unfortunate miss. This really is just a kind of a game of attrition at this point.
Oof, unlucky with the smash.
We had the miss into the smash.
Yeah, not great.
Might be regretting not topping up on burgers going into cops here, but we'll see. Still several fights.
The cops do have a chance to drop burgers as well, so maybe could get lucky and maybe replenish that way.
Yep,
but you know, you do have your life ups. Captain Strong at the end does have more health than them, but not too much. It's like double. So I mean, if it means living, you should definitely be using your life ups if you have to.
Yeah, the standard strat is to save 2 rock-ins for Captain Strong, but obviously, if you need to life up, there's only rocking Strong once. Is that another smash there from Seawalker?
That is just some bad luck.
Yeah.
You can go your whole life without seeing any smashes from them, but see 2 in the same run.
And I'd be surprised if they can go into Strong with 2.
Yeah, I mean, it does have 4 burgers still.
True.
But if you get pounded, I don't know, I like to life up when I'm in like the 30s for health. It's just, you end up just burgering twice in a row or something anyway.
Yeah, and that's a real feels bad man moment, the double burger. Yeah, probably just burger first round of Strong here, and then go for JSR seems to be having a decent time with cops as well. I checked his inventory on like the second cop, and he still had a full inventory of burgers, so that's usually a good sign, right? That's a second burger drop too as well. It's only a 1 in 8 chance, so expected value you won't even see 1 in a run, but he found 2 already. Ooh, only a 55 roll on that rockin'.
Oh no!
Ooh. Unable to outmatch the Captain Strong hit there.
That grappled into submission, and then the follow-up mortal damage text. It takes a while, and it's definitely not easy to outmatch that. So just like that, there's a swing, and unfortunately, dying to Captain Strong means he's gonna have to fight every single cop again.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest time wastes for death in the whole run. Oh, but a rockin' miss from Jay. Oh, and wow.
Oh, he's attacking. Oh boy.
Oh baby, this could be it. Yeah, there you go, and it's an even game. Look at that.
Oh my goodness, Captain Strong claiming 2 victims early on.
Captain Strong 2, Racer 0 so far.
Put the Captain Strong kill counter up to 2 already.
And by the way, we missed the first one, but Fuzzy Pickles in chat, please. Don't normally get to see that in a Boogey run, so it's always nice to see it. And chat, I hope you're ready for a long one today.
Yeah. Very, very unlucky to miss the rockin'. I always get super tilted when rockins miss, because it's supposed to be Ness's like end-all power. Like, it's his special power, and it can just miss. Like, what game do you know where the main character has a skill that only they can use and it just misses? Like,
and it's not even like a really small chance of missing. I feel like it's like actually something we'll see pretty frequently, and it's I mean, Ness is really underpowered, especially in the speedrun. Paula and Jeff kind of carry most of it. Except for Boogey, where it's Ness's time to shine. Alright, so Seawalker making his way back to cops.
Oh, right, so JSR had saved. So his spawn point was still at the hotel here? I really need to pay attention more. I was watching Seawalker heal at home.
Yeah, so JSR saving time on the walk back, which is nice. Well, no, because he got the fuzzy pickle. But then
Yeah,
I think he just went to safety save.
Oh, okay, maybe he's not aware that Mom gives a free, like, psychic back.
Or maybe he's like, you know, maybe I'll die to strong again and I don't want to walk all the way back.
That's also true, but yeah, that's also true. That's a good point. So Seawalker back onto the cops, JSR about to start his first cop again. I guess it's technically his fourth or his fifth cop.
Yeah. And if you didn't look at the timers, you know, this would be a normal race right here, getting into cops 30 seconds apart from each other.
JSR with another miss on his cop.
Yeah. You can see what I mean. It's a war of attrition. You know, you have resources, the cops are going to chew through them at varying speeds. React and know when you can push your luck and you got to play it safe.
So did Seawalker happen to buy more burgers?
They did? I would hope so.
Both runners had died to Captain Strong. So we're kind of just like a reset. So Seawalker has one burger left.
Yeah, so playing it close, I wonder if they knew.
Ooh, he's lucky outsped there.
Yeah. I wonder if Seawalker knew that JSR had died to cops, because I feel like if you knew that JSR also died, you would just go. Just be treated. But
yeah.
If
I'm
you think
assuming
JSR...
Seawalker's gonna heal here. I think you'd be a little out of your mind not to. Oh,
just anytime you get hit by Strong with such low HP, it's so
jeez. Strong claims another.
3-0 so far.
3-0, yeah, right? That's crazy.
Let's see if JSR can do it though.
Yeah, honestly, the way I'm thinking is if you, like, when I get to Captain Strong, if I'm under, like, 60, like, if I'm in the 60s of health, I'm healing first turn in a race. Because if he grapples into submission, he hits for 66 damage, you're...
Yeah, I'm healing for first turn if I'm below, like, 65, even in defense, because I don't mess with Strong. As you guys can see, he's not a very...
That he is being needlessly aggressive, I would like to point that out.
That is true. He's just, you know, it's his first broadcast of the year. He needs to put on a show for his fans.
The JSR getting double crit smashed by his copies fighting.
Is that another one?
Yeah. He's lifing up twice.
The double life up. If you thought double burger was a deal, that. Alright, he's got 10 psychic points. Going into Captain Strong, so single rockin'. Do you even single rock in there, or do you just bash and have 2 life points in the bag?
I think he has a lot of burgers still, so I would probably still be using... I would definitely be burgering turn 1. But, fortunately, no attack.
Fortunately, no attack. 88 hit.
Oh, he doesn't have any burgers. I lied. He used the ATM card.
They're just going for it.
He was just flashing his bank account real quick for Captain Strong. And Captain Strong refuses to hit him after he saw how rich he was.
It was an intimidation tactic. Look at how well that worked.
And we got our first person through Onet.
There we go. Strong's record is 3-1 now. Still a winning record.
Jeez.
Yeah, Bean Train noting that he just bribed Captain Strong to let him through.
These cops are crooked.
Have you seen how much money my dad puts in my bank account, Captain?
No, I can't tell. You're just waving a card at me.
Alright, but, so it looks really good for JSR right now, right? First one to get through Captain Strong, but for all of you who have played Earthbound before, all of you who have speedrun this game before, you know that this is very much not over. Plenty of run killers still left.
Yeah, and probably the biggest time loss of all is still could be had if anybody is to be unfortunate enough to die to car painter.
Yep, sad walk back through PRV. We've all been there. It's the walk of shame, really. Nice early butterfly there for JSR, though. You need to get 2 butterflies, assuming you don't have any encounters between now and getting that. So getting one out of the way pretty quickly. Always nice.
Alright, Seawalker passed is, what was that, 9th cop?
Yep, cop number 9. And yeah, this time filling up on burgers, not, you know, maybe realizing, hey, I should have bought those last time. But yeah, like I said, still not out of it. Plenty of run left to go.
And just like a little dead time going on here while we're watching Seawalker try to get through, and JSR kind of doing the fetch quest of Tucson before he gets to anything PRV. I think the setup for the race, we have 5 rounds. 5 rounds in this Swiss setup for the Swiss round robin. I don't even know what you'd call it, Swiss bracket. Where how it works is 2 racers race each other. In the first round, nobody has any points. The winner gets a point, the loser doesn't get anything. So next round, any racer with 1 point will race each other, any racer with 0 points will race each other. And it'll kind of keep going like that. Only racers with the same amount of points will race each other until all the rounds are over. And then the top 16 will move into the bracket stage. So we've got quite a long tournament ahead of us. Plenty of races and plenty of time to kind of clean up what's going on if you have a tough first race. You know, the first race, worst race, right?
Plenty of time for Captain Strong to claim more victory.
Yeah, that too. Will he take another? Seawalker is back.
Alright, this time full up on psychic points here. It's for 70 on the first one. Nice.
Excuse me, it was a 69.
Alright, hey, credit where credit is due.
How dare you miss that? But he did it! He did it, he's through.
Captain Strong, 3 for 2, or 3 and.
He still has a winning record in this race, which is insane. It do be like that, though.
JSR having a pretty clean walk through PRB so far. Getting a little bit stuck in Sprout Tunnel. Just how it goes sometimes. Yeah, he's a pretty comfortable lead at this point. This is, if I was him, this is where I think about, like, getting a hard hat, you know, buying some extra food for car painter, all that good stuff. You have a solid lead, just as long as you don't die, you should.
Right. I am not confident that either of them are actually watching each other, though.
That's very true.
It's not frowned upon in the tournament. No.
Yes, Erythium, we saw 3 total strong deaths between the 2.
They had an unfortunate rock and miss for JSR that got him a strong death, and then Seawalker kind of just got aggressively beat down.
Yeah, he ended up just not enough healing items after the cops. Strong hit him with the old 1-2. As he tends to do. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Not at all. Seawalker kind of doing a setup for the end of Happy Village once we get a little farther on. The runners will come into Tucson, first make a stop at the department store. They'll withdraw anywhere from 400 to whatever money they have. It's a little different. Some people, if you're doing glitchless and you're planning to do the entire race, you only take about 400 out here. But in Boogey, it's not a bad idea to just have all of your money. And then you'll make a save, so you can do a death warp later instead of having to walk all the way back through Peaceful Rest Valley.
Yeah, and it's good to take out all your money in Boogey percent. You can save some time having to withdraw from the ATM later if you go and revive Paula.
Yes, exactly.
That's the last amount of money you have to spend in the whole run.
And if you have all of your money, you could, yeah, like you said, you could possibly not have to withdraw it out, because I think you need 100 once you're
100.
Once you're back, yeah. So if you take it all out, you have a pretty good chance of not or having that, unless you take any unfortunate deaths or anything.
Yeah, and both of these runners probably have more money than average because of all the extra cops they killed.
That's true. JSR getting Sprout tunneled.
He's got time to burn here, though.
Oh, he accidentally took a step in because that Sprout wanted him. But good reactions to not get caught there. Oh, shoot. Cut left. Oh, my God. Tucson attacking Seawalker with dogs.
If he hasn't had enough of the cops, they're here in Tucson to just remind him.
And an interesting thing, just if you weren't aware, like the cops that you fight in the station are coded as such that you can't run away from them. And with how this game is coded, any enemy that is of a similar sprite, they're also coded with the same flags that you can't run away from. So if you happen to get caught by another cop somewhere else in the game, you cannot run away from them.
Yeah, we'll see the same thing happen with the random cultist spawns in Happy Happy Village. There are some cultist fights that you can't run from. So getting into a random cultist fight in Happy Happy is like the worst ever, pretty much. Do not recommend.
You saw JSR take kind of like, instead of going straight down the ramp having a little trouble with that butterfly, I would just let that one go. But he took kind of like a wide angle around the first like ramp down there, and that's to skip a possible spawn trigger below where that butterfly was kind of memeing about.
Yeah, he still needs one more butterfly, but there is another 90% spawn plate right up here, so chance. Yep, it is.
Yeah, that butterfly that was back by the bridge that is... Oh, he's going to go for hard hat strats. Here we go. Or is he just despawning? I don't know.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, he's going for
yeah. Nice. Yeah, like I said, maybe he is watching. He knows he's far ahead. I mean, you definitely don't go for the hard hat. You are far behind, right? So,
right.
I presume he's...
So the hard hat will help a lot against the cultist fights.
Yeah, the shack fight especially, the hard hat is huge.
I don't think it actually provides any extra defense for Car Painter necessarily, because isn't his attacks... Oh! He's going for the life noodles!
Oh boy, so we got a half Vogler here. He didn't save in the bus stop. It's not a full Vogler, but he's getting the life. Just a half.
Now, this is going to be interesting. So he's gotten down there, but will he be able to get out, is the question.
Yeah, it's like a trap spot. Yeah, this is interesting.
That tree actually saw him a lot sooner than I thought. Nice moves. Because I was going to say, if it's just a single tree, he might actually be able to... Oh my god!
Yeah, hey!
Oh my god! This is crazy! Let's go!
my man's got the jukes. Well played. Oh,
that was awesome.
Seawalker walking into Everton. He's interesting.
I don't think he meant to do that based on the pause in the menu here. But if this situation, he's at full health with full psychic points, just rocking him. Just kill him. He can't run.
He tried to run. I respect the attempt. I mean, luckily if he dies, he's just gonna respawn right in the department store.
Unfortunately, with half of his money, but I guess he could. If I don't know. Would you reload your save?
Yeah, I mean, because you can just reset.
Oh boy, he's done. You could reload your save, but I think he had already walked to the pencil eraser.
Oh yeah, it's basically, you know, you have no good options if you fight it.
So he's just gonna go for it.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need that much money, right? I mean, if you get the hard hat, you don't need to buy the helmet in Happy Happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, getting the hard hat's gonna waste a bit of time, which isn't ideal, but it's doable, you know? You can get the free eggs. The only thing you really need to buy is the upgrade.
Right, they're just the bat. Which you could definitely afford with just 200. You will have to take out more money after Car Painter for sure to revive Paula, but I mean, that's no big deal.
So yeah, now JSR going into a shack fight here. hopefully just a couple rockets towards victory if you're him.
First
Ooh,
turn
nice.
call for help, not great, but kind of good that he has the hard hat.
Yeah, you can see only 11 damage from that hit. Hard hat did a lot of work.
And he missed something with the rock, and I don't know if it was the
He
crow
missed,
or the
yeah,
ult to see.
He missed the crow, and then the crow stole a croissant just to add insult to injury.
What a jerk, man. I hate those crows. And just so you know, that is the same crow that you fight at the beginning of the game, and it is still obscenely faster than you.
Hence the rocket misses here. And sticking right up, 3 dodges. Can he do it?
This
4
crow's
dodges.
insane!
5 dodges!
He got him!
There we go, alright. Once again, if you're JSR, not too much to sweat, still have time to burn.
Those are the Barry Sanders of crows.
It's got 99 agility in Madden.
JSR smartly avoiding the cultists.
Yes, these are the aforementioned cultists. Like,
First I thought he was going into Lilliput, and I was...
you know, that might not be the weirdest thing we would have seen.
I guess so, yeah.
So now here's the thing, RJ, right? After all of this that happened, even if, you know, JSR can die to Carpenter here, and we're back to heal.
Yes. If he were to die to Carpenter, Seawalker would not technically be ahead, because Seawalker still has to do, like, the shack fight and all that, but it would be very close again.
Seawalker in a bit of a pickle here. Having some trouble despawning stuff in PRV. PRV is pretty nasty. You can get pincered very easily, especially if you can arrow core.
Alright, JSR passed the lone cultist fight that he has to get through. And he'll be on to Carpenter in just a sec.
Yeah, Seawalker doing a good job here, going for the spawn skip. Well, not sure if he actually is.
But nothing was there, and that's good. Yeah. Alright, so we're on to Carpenter here with JSR, and Carpenter is a scripted fight. So every turn, he's going to use lightning. He's going, in the first round, he's going to heal and then hit you. And then the second round, he'll do the lightning attack. He'll shield turn 2 and then hit you again. He'll do that in that order every time. JSR has 2 Rockins here too.
Yeah, and he went for a really early hamburger. I guess maybe just wanting to make sure he can double Rockin with impunity.
If this Rockin hits pretty good, he should be through.
Yeah, he got a deflect.
There we go. Nice.
Alright, yeah. Carpenter down.
Pretty high amount of HP, but that's not, I don't know, that's like the least of my concern in, like, personally in a race. Like, I just want to live. I just want to live. And if I have to take an extra, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds on the death warp just because, I mean, so be it.
Yeah, and remember, he has the life noodle, so anytime you lose fighting the mole and taking long to die, he'll just make up immediately for not having to go to the hospital.
True, true.
How does he get the skip sandwich? Where's Hunter? Is Hunter in the chat? He have a skip sandwich grab.
Somewhere a signal is shot up into the sky and Hunter is putting on a cape.
Shout out to Hunter RNG.
Seawalker did have some nice movement at the end there of PRV to dodge a tree and a sprout at the same time. And now he'll go in here and do his shopping.
Yeah, interested to see how much money he has. $200. Goes for the bat. You need to get it.
Yeah, it's enough to get what you need. Because you want to have at least 200 left over after Carpenter for the Death Warp. Definitely won't have that, but if you wanted to buy any croissants, you'd definitely still have enough money. You must have extra hamburgers or something. Oh, JSR getting crowed.
Oh yeah, you got
Not
one of those.
Not too big of a deal. Just
yeah,
annoying.
just one. Yeah, one of those annoying, super zoomy sideways crows that you never expect.
I think that's his 3rd cookie of the round.
Is this the Boogey % cookie world record? Now, unfortunately, you know, cookies early on can be useful. Good against Carpenter. you can give it to Apple Kid. But after Carpenter,
yeah, it's pretty useless. It's actually, you could argue, like, pretty much at any point it's more of a hindrance, because if you accidentally use a cookie when you intend to heal, you're probably gonna die if you get hit again, because it only heals about 6 HP.
Yes, very true. I was assuming optimal gameplay. God knows. You know, we have enough to worry about running this game that, you know, the odd cookie drop really put us off.
I have
we're in inventory.
Definitely used a cookie when healing for Ant.
I think everyone has. Yeah. Oh, Fuzzy Pickles. For the third time this run, this might be the Fuzzy Pickles world record. Or an EBSS Boogey face. Airframe, if you're watching, I need a stat check right now. Thank you. I know you track these things in your Google Sheet. So.
Yeah, we have the cookies drop when you can't drop them with the R button, which is a shout out to the randomizer, which lets you drop the last item you picked up if you don't like it.
Oh, so JSR going for either the PRV Death Warp or just gonna run home. I assume he's going for the PRV Death Warp because he has the life noodles. How else are you gonna use them? Yeah. And nice use of the skip sandwich there to run over there nice and quick.
Alright, so Paula down. Paula double down.
Paula double down, yeah. This is when the Death Warp is one of the interesting times where you actually sometimes don't want to bash as fast as you possibly can, so that like a character will die first before the next action happens.
So I don't believe that. Oh, that's a good crit smash there. I don't believe JSR unequipped any of his equipment.
Yeah, but he got the kill.
Yeah, you got the smash, which will ignore defense completely, right? Like, it'll just be like your defense versus the other person's attack kind of formula. I don't know the exact formula, but it's a set amount of damage.
Yeah, it's your attack times 4 minus their. The only reason why I know that is because of the slug grind. I have to calculate the offense without having to check it. You know, back when I was good at this game.
I was getting some hot 1 hour and 15-minute runs in practice, so I am definitely ready to lose.
Nice. When's your first race? Is it scheduled?
Yeah, we're actually last. We're next Monday.
Nice.
So plenty of other quality things gonna happen before I come up and make a mess of it.
Saving the best for last.
Oh god.
Alright, so Seawalker here on Carpenter. Not having too rough a time. Looks like they had one rockin'. It's not ideal.
There's the second deflect.
Yep, and there you go. A lot lower health than JSR had as well, so saving a little bit of time on him on the Death Warp, most likely.
And what's nice about that is Seawalker was about 1 or 2 turns away from Carpenter healing again, so glad to finish it off before you go through, like, I guess if you're gonna call them like rounds of his scripted attacks, he finished before the second one started.
Yeah, and in the Carpenter fight, you really live or die by the lightning reflects on the Franklin badge. You know, you can try as hard as you want, but if you don't get any reflects, you'll probably die. Yeah, definitely safely in mole HP for the Death Warp.
For sure.
We'll see what the mole has to say about that then. Not one to cooperate.
He's been known to not cooperate.
Yeah, JSR smartly saying, no, I don't want any of that nonsense.
I want the aggressive happy tree.
Yeah, and at this point, our first Runaway 5 broadcasted of the tournament. Everyone get out your harmonicas, your saxophones, slap some bass with us. Enjoy the tune. Assuming, I'm actually not sure. The temple has the audio on. Hopefully
it's on I believe it's on Seawalker, actually. You can see it.
Well, you guys know the tune.
You'll hear it soon enough on Seawalker's stream.
Now, RJ, have you ever listened to the official Mother 1 and 2 soundtrack?
I can't say that I have.
Because they actually like remixed some of the songs. No, it's not even a remix. They covered them basically with actual real instruments. And there's a killer harmonica solo on it.
Well, I know what I'm doing after these races.
It's very much worth it. All right, yeah, Seawalker going for the mole. Gets the spawn. It's always a good first step. Sometimes the mole doesn't spawn. And the real feels bad moment. It's like the only time I actually want it. Ooh, nest dying first.
Nest dying first is always great because then you can just auto attack for the rest of the fight. Because Paula will only ever do 1 damage, but he didn't even need it. Just needed 1 more attack. That's a pretty good death warp. 3 attacks.
Yeah. And hey, if Seawalker's gonna get back into this race, they need every second they can get. So that's pretty nice. I'm gonna have to withdraw money here.
Good awareness to know that as well.
Yeah, definitely don't want to, get over to the hospital and realize you have no money to revive Paula.
Alright, now here's the moment. JSR, I'm probably sure isn't aware of left bus, right bus meme. Let's go! JSR is a gamer and went right bus. We should have known. We should have known. JSR is a seasoned gamer and would not disappoint us. And y'all really can't see his stream right now, but he is absolutely rocking out to this bus song.
As we all should, right? And I mean, it's really just if you're a gamer, if you're a true gamer, you just instinctually know to go for right buttons. There's just no two ways about it.
No, he didn't. All right, somebody get him out of this chat. get him out of here.
Slash ban. That's the power. All right, but Paula is revived over on Seawalker's side of things. Make it go.
JSR absolutely rocking out right now.
Yeah, he knows he's in the lead. He's enjoying it, reveling in it. But
I'm still not confident they do know where they're at with each other. But he's having a good time nonetheless.
Which I hope is why.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all fun. Earthbound has been its absolute earthboundiest.
What a race to start off,
And I was watching the race before it wasn't restreamed, unfortunately, just because of timing and other stuff like that. But that race was also fairly wacky with what was going on. So the tournament's off to a really good start.
Yeah, the Boogey % special, right? The early game in Earthbound is really, you have very minimal tools. You have no skip sandwiches, teleports. You only have nests for most of the run. So you really just have to adapt to whatever the game wants to throw at you. You can't brute force your way through anything in Boogey %.
JSR can't get rid of all of the flies. It's hard to tell sometimes when they fly down and they're stuck behind the trees. Luckily, Paula, a single freeze from Paula will kill this as well, which is good because the rocket he used also missed. Lots of missed rockets.
Yeah. And get a little level up here on Paula, so she should know PSI Fire Alpha for the Boogey tent fight, just making it extra sick.
Yeah, so not that big of a deal, because ideally you want Jeff to just kill Boogey by himself, but Jeff does Jeff things pretty often, and you'll definitely need some backups every. Oh, there's another fly there. I don't even know how that fly got there.
It's just there the whole time.
Yeah, he was just looking, watch his friend die for no reason.
On the bright side, I have known a runner or two to intentionally take fights here to get Paula Fire. It is a viable strat.
Yeah.
It makes the fight so much safer.
Yeah, it really isn't leave that out of the question to do it. It doesn't take too long to fight something if you're doing it intentionally, because Paula's PSI freeze is she's level 1 and she's putting out 200 damage with a psychic attack. She's pretty strong.
Yeah,
So...
we spend 45 minutes with Ness, only Ness for this game, and as soon as Paula shows up, it's just like, Ness, why did I have to put up with all that time?
Why are you the way you are, bud?
Poor guy. Gets bullied by everyone in his hometown. Gets bullied by the commentators on EBSS. Let's see some Ness love in chat.
Ness is lucky that Jeff is the way he is, or Ness would probably be a lot more made fun of.
That's very true, yeah.
Jeff is in the limelight too much. Ness gets to skirt by doing nothing for basically the entire run.
It's like, you don't need to be faster than the bear. You just need to be faster than the slowest person with, right? That's how it is. Got double cutscenes here. Riveting gameplay. But I hope everyone is enjoying the soothing sounds of the spectacular Earthbound soundtrack.
I see some shouts out to Freeze Omega in chat. You think Freeze Alpha's good?
You haven't even seen my final form. Shoutouts to Tony in the chat, please. For a brief time to get to hang out with him during this run. Cherish this minute or so that we have with him.
Tony's a great friend. He literally gets out of bed for no reason to let you step on him.
Yeah, he literally lets Jeff walk all over him, and he enjoys it. Friend of the year, every year since 1995. At this point, JSR just going around the boarding school just to get some gear for Jeff, because we have a nice section of the run coming up where Jeff is very susceptible to an untimely demise. We get as much items and weapons as we can.
You get your bad key, then you get your bad key machine, and then the lockers work. What a game.
There's a metaphor about life that Itoi was just trying to write about, and it just went over all of our heads, I think.
Alright, it's time for the worst character in the game. Even worse than Jeff. Although Jeff is an enigma, because Jeff is simultaneously the best and the worst.
And we wouldn't have it any other way, would we?
Yeah, Bubble Monkey, I would say, is worse than everybody else.
Yeah, Bubble Monkey is significantly worse than any other character. Just imagine if we didn't have Bubble. How much easier this run would be. we could, if it wasn't for Bubble Monkey, we could nip through winter, right? I mean, he single-handedly is the reason why we lose several minutes in any single class, right? He's the single biggest time loss in the entire run.
And even if you couldn't manip still, for whatever reason, you would still be able to do every skip probably almost freely.
Yeah. Yeah, even first proto. Alright, yeah, Seawalker getting into a not as exciting fight here. Luckily, dying in the graveyard is not that big a deal because you just respawn right in 3 to 2.
Did he happen to get up to the zombie trigger first or no?
Unfortunately, I was watching.
I didn't happen to notice. This isn't that bad. I don't know if I would call it here yet. Just knowing. But I think he might be.
Yeah, I see the cursor on the screen is out there. It usually means something.
You know, sometimes Earthbound just gives you the worst it has to offer. We've all been there.
Yeah, there's the reset. Alright, well, you know, this race was honestly significantly closer than it looks right now, especially through Onet. So applauds to Seawalker for toughing it out even after several deaths. I guess this death in Graveyard was just one too many.
We'll see if JSR can close out his run here. Still a lot of nonsense to go on.
Yeah, at this point he's just playing for tiebreakers. Because we use average time of your race as a tiebreaker for seeding the bracket.
And yeah, I think so. There's 5 rounds, and they're only taking the top 4 average time. So you know, get rid of this one, forget about it, come back next time.
Oh, is it drop 1?
I think yeah, we usually drop 1.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so you know, forget about it, come back next time, clear head, and
you get a mulligan.
Yeah.
But chat, please stick around. We have 3 more races coming back for this one. Next one is another Boogey% race, followed by PK Scramble, the hot new Earthbound randomizer. And then gonna close it out with another Boogey% race later this evening.
JSR getting protoed.
Getting protoed.
Unfortunate, but also not terrible.
Yeah, if you think the Graveyard death is quick to walk back, dude, just look at this one, right?
And sometimes it just happens. If Proto's gonna come out and hit you 3 times in a row, you're gonna die. It just is what it is. Jeff doesn't have enough health to really survive 3 attacks unless you get like low rolls.
Yeah, it's almost like the designers knew that like dying to Proto is a common occurrence because the spawn points.
Imagine if you had to ride Tessie every time you died.
Yeah.
So we got an unfortunate call for help here. It's only 1 hit away from killing the first one, which he missed, unfortunately. This is gonna be interesting. Because if he gets hit twice, I guess he could heal. That's a good point. Probably a good decision.
Yeah, at some point you probably have to run though, right?
Yeah, he's probably around that area now. The Protos are really fast, so I think when you start the fight you actually have a negative chance to run by percentages. But every progressive round, that chance to run increases. And I think the general rule of thumb is to wait until about round 4, 5, or 6 and then try to start running.
Yeah, my usual strat is to defend. Like if I decide I want to run this fight, I just hit Proto. I'll just defend until I'm like away from death and make sure I run chance as much as possible.
Not opting to try and do dub skip, but in all fairness, the duck wasn't in a great spot anyway, so I kind of agree with his. Even if he wasn't even intending on doing it, I still think it's the right move to just go for the duck.
Yeah, sometimes you spend a lot more time trying to set a duck skip than it would have actually saved you.
And you know, if you kill the first Proto and you kill the duck, it kind of makes the last Proto pretty trivial, even if you weren't able to skip it. Usually a 2-rounder, as long as Jeff's not gonna miss.
Very true.
Oh, ooh, almost.
Yeah, gets past Proto, but Bubble Monkey doing what he does best.
Hey, Bubble Monkey with the smash though.
Yeah, there you go, making up for it. It is always a nice bittersweet moment when Bubble Monkey kills me. Because it's like, you know, I really hate you, but you're alright.
Thanks, I guess.
Thanks, I guess. You could have just not. If you're here, you might as well. be useful, right?
I just want to know why they're like, yo, we should have this monkey that you can't control follow you, and every now and then we're just gonna have him stop moving.
Yeah. What a swell guy.
On to Pond Cave for JSR. Probably gonna look for a clean room. I actually didn't notice if either runner was really stuttering things. They were stutter stepping just to make sure they don't get caught. I think he wants to stutter, but there's a slug down there that I would not be doing that with. That's okay. Just the slugs. They're not really gonna pose a threat, just like they wouldn't earlier on in the run. They're the same slugs.
Yeah, that was a pretty advanced stutter, but you know, going if he knows that he's you know, got this in the bag, might some stuff practice in while you can, I guess.
I actually was doing this the other day. I got a bomb drop from one of these. It was the first time I ever got a bomb from these slugs.
That's so funny. Now, where did you use it?
I queued it up with Paula on Boogey Tent just to see, but was one of those runs where Jeff actually one-shot Boogey Tent, so I didn't even get to use it.
Now, in a glitchless run, you probably save minibar?
Yeah, I'd probably save it for minibarf, yeah.
Ooh, that's an unlucky mushroom there.
Yeah, just take the slugs.
Do you take the slugs, or do you take the mushroom?
You could probably try to take the mushroom and maybe run. Or just kill it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to get mushroomized, but you don't have too far to go. And if you understand how being mushroomized works, it's not super bad, it's just annoying.
And it's fun for them.
Yeah, it's more fun for us.
Yeah, if you've ever run this game and you get mushroomized, and you're running around on a skip sandwich, your controller's upside down because you flip in the middle of you dodging an enemy. It's a grand old time. So, pretty impressive stutters, honestly. But yeah, it's a lot of lag. Now, he probably, if Bubble Monkey didn't exist, he could use these invulnerability frames to run to the left past those slugs. But Bubble Monkey is definitely not going to cooperate.
Bubble Monkey is a very real thing in this run, so yeah, I don't know if he'll be able to make it. Maybe if it's a clean walk, maybe.
I mean, if I know anything about Bubble Monkey. Oh! I was going to say he's going to stop right on top of the slugs, but he didn't do that.
This is one of the chunkiest Jeffs I've ever seen, as far as levels. Which isn't that bad, because then those levels don't have to happen on Boogey Tent, so...
Yeah, he can just bash Boogey Tent to death at this rate, I mean...
The pop gun's gonna do it.
Yeah. Wait a hot second for Bubble Monkey to catch up to you, so he doesn't travel.
Yep.
Little frame saver right there. Things you pick up after running this game for a while.
Trying to look for favorable mushroom positions at the top of this. That is not favorable.
Now that's a nuisance.
Oh, almost. But he doesn't have to go all the way down. There you go. Smartly despawning just the top one.
Would you describe that as a favorable mushroom position, RJ?
Yeah, that was definitely a favorable mushroom position. And just in time for Bubble Monkey to be no more annoying to you, he's gone.
It's cast aside. Can we get another picture? Yes, we can!
Come on, you want my picture there?
This is now definitely the... Where's Airfram? Airfram, write this down in your Google sheet. This is the fourth. Between them.
Let's go! So the good thing is Jeff at normal walking speed is faster than the cave boys on the world map. So not too bad. He got kind of spooked by the one in the top left corner, but you know, you do what you got to do to play it safe. The cave boys are pretty aggressive, and they do send you all the way back to the beginning. Not that you don't have to fight anything in Brick Road once you make it through, but you do have to get through Pond Cave all the same. So whatever you feel like you got to do to be safe, probably not a bad idea.
and for some god-awful reason, they're like extremely fast, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
It makes no sense looking at their sprite, right? But you can't run it. It looks like you might be able to. So we got our final cutscene of the run.
It's about what, 2.5 minutes almost? Is it that long? I think when it's all said and done, it's about over 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's one of the longer ones, I think, honestly.
That's honestly one of the things I like most about this speedrun in general. It's a long game, but it has a lot of programmed breaks spaced pretty far apart from each other.
Yeah, I've been learning another speedrun recently. It's roughly the same length as any percent glitchless for this game, but there are no cutscenes that you don't have to cash in.
That is not cash money.
Not So now, RJ, if you are JSO, where do you think you can improve upon going into your next run? Also, shout out to JSR, see him in the chat.
Hell yeah with that. Look at the rainbow pug, please. That's exactly what you like to see. I don't know if anything super egregious has happened, It is some unconventional strats.
But hey, I mean, they definitely seemed to work out fine, right? They were basically even to Titanic here.
Yeah.
All the normal strats.
Yeah, and I would say he actually had a tough time getting some slugs to spawn a little bit as well. Maybe both of them did. So I don't know, just maybe a little more just overall confidence in the things you're doing. Making sure your health before you go into all this stuff, your health's at a good level, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing that's so easy to overlook.
Yeah, crossing your T's, dotting your I's kind of stuff.
But that's what separates the great runners from the very good ones.
Yeah.
The great ones, they just kind of have an instinctual knowledge for that. They have their algorithm mapped out. They know when to use items, when to spawn. It just comes with getting runs under your legs, under your fingers.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think we're gonna see just better runs overall from both JSR and Seawalker throughout the tournament. I have a feeling they'll definitely do better. Because Seawalker's PB is actually pretty solid. I think it was a 109. I can't see it anymore, but like to get a 109, it takes a fair understanding of the game in general. So yeah, I expect that we'll see better better times from both runners.
Absolutely, and it's the first round of the tournament. Nerves are probably the highest they'll be until the knockout round. Especially
Very true.
if this is both their first EBSSs, then
it was for sure JSR's. I remember him saying this is the only other tournament he's done in speedrunning other than like Zelda tournaments. Not sure about Seawalker. But here we go! It's time for Boogey, the home stretch. Oh yeah,
buffering a life, buffering a bread roll. Love it.
Oh, there's the one shot.
There it is.
Your third EBSS says yeah. So Seawalker is returning, but like he was just saying, PB's over 4 years old, so it'll come back.
Yeah, just gotta get a exact.
Now we get to watch lots of level up text.
Well, remember he Paula did have fire, even though he didn't use Jeff.
That's true. I kind of forgot about that.
So this is actually less mashing than one would hope. Now, interestingly, I believe Turbo is allowed for this tournament, but JSR has a Turbo controller. Are you on the Turbo train?
I don't have a Turbo controller because I run on the SNES Classic. There it is! GG!
GG. The 124, roughly?
Yeah, it was like a 124. He let it run a couple seconds longer. Turbo Train is my father. But kudos, congrats JSR on winning the race.
Yeah, GG. He goes to 1-0. He'll face another 1-0 racer in the next round of Swiss, because remember, this is a Swiss bracket. Seawalker falls to 0-1, but still has 4 more rounds of Swiss to go. Definitely fight their way into a knockout round spot. Yeah, GG's all around. And, don't go anywhere, because this was the first of 4 back-to-back races tonight on the EBSS.